And away from Kogi, the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the case against President Bola Tinubu, which sought to overturn his March 18, 2025 declaration of emergency in Rivers State. Justice James Omotosho ruled that the plaintiffs, Belema Briggs and 4 others, lacked legal standing to bring the suit, and that only the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to rule on the legality of such an emergency declaration. The plaintiffs had asked the court to declare the suspension of Siminalayi Fubara, Deputy Ngozi Odu, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly unconstitutional and void, and to annul the transfer of executive power to Ibas. Joining us now from Lagos is Okiki Adeniran, who is a lawyer, for some more insight in this story. Mr. Adeniran, good evening, and thank you for joining us. So, Mr. Adeniran, can you tell us what implications does this court ruling on, locus standing have for future cases challenging executive decisions?
Well, basically, say directly, the implication of this ruling, right, is just that now parties who are going to be, challenging such orders to understand what to do, steps to take before challenging such, orders. For example, the court has said that it doesn't have jurisdiction to exercise, or to look into that kind of matter, and that it draws in the purview of the Supreme Court. Yes, now it's a known fact that parties are supposed to put this into consideration when challenging such orders at any point in time. You agree with me that there are some certain things that are within the purview of the apex court, meaning the Supreme Court, and such matters that have to do with the emergency rule, or with the president declared at the time, right, forms part of what they're supposed to look into. And then going to the federal court would then mean that you are before a wrong court, and the court does not have jurisdiction, and whatever is done by that court will be in nullity.
Right. So considering the complex dynamics between, the different levels of government, how might this court decision influence the, political stability of Rivers State and Nigeria as a whole?
Well, Rivers State, as we speak, is already stable. I mean, what do you call it now? The political stability, is very strong now as we speak, because the governor has been restated. And, to Nigerians, I believe that we have all seen that the major reason why this was done was, for stability and for, security to be assured, in Rivers State. And truth be told, within the 6 months, we were able to see and able to even feel, lots of peace in Rivers State at the time when the emergency rule was on.
Okay, so, the court is saying that only the Supreme Court has jurisdiction over such matters. What implication does that have for our future cases challenging presidential actions in Nigeria as well?
Well, the straight answer for this is that when we have executive orders such as this, one has to be very sure, lawyers, especially when you are filing a suit against an executive order, you have to be very sure that you are within the right jurisdiction of court, right? In this case, like I said before, the right jurisdiction of court would have been a Supreme Court, right? And, to uphold the Supreme Court, like the ruling said, the judge said that a fact was not even, sought for from the AG before they decided to uphold the court, right? So these matters like this, we can be certain that when they come up like this, you are supposed to ensure that you are within the right, and within the court you're supposed to approach before you approach such court. And, to talk about the fact that the court has said you don't have a local standing to approach the court, right? It's very, very clear that matters such as this kind of executive order that was given by the president, right, are only challenged in the cases where we have, just like the court has said, and cases where, just like the court has also said, that all parties are before the honorable court, not just that certain persons decided to show up before the court to challenge an executive order. The state is for all and not for certain number of people.
Right. So my question now would be, what happens if this, this suit goes to appeal? What's going to happen?
Well, what is going to happen, right? The appeal court, which is, we have three judges at the appeal court. We'll look into the case again and see what the lower court has decided. It is very correct, to say that there will be a review of the judgment of the lower court, right? If I don't want to preempt the court or say that they will decide and go with what the federal court has said, personally I will say that what the court will do and the assignment that the Court of Appeal will have is to review the judgment and to come up with a judgment that probably affirms what the lower court has said or decide to dismiss that particular thing that the lower court has said. However, we wait and you see what is next step that will be taken by the plaintiff.
Well, like you said, we'll wait and see. Thank you so much, Okiki and Adeniran, for joining us and giving us an update on that situation. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.